Miss Drinkwine?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Fabian. I'm going to be your student physical therapist today.
Okay.
What I'm going to be doing is completing your eval. What that consists of is going over the paperwork you filled out beforehand and kind of asking some more questions about what's going on and what's happening with you, and then going kind of more into like a hands-on area where we're going to kind of just like check your motion, check your strength, and see how everything's there. Then we'll come together with all the information, kind of make a plan of care and some goals for you, okay?
Okay.
All right, so this should take no more than 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
Is that all right with you?
Yeah.
All right. So before we begin, I just want to make sure I'm with the right person. So for safety purposes, can you give me your full name and your date of birth for me?
I am Helga Drinkwine. My birthday is October 9th, 1994.
All right, so that would make you 24 years old?
Yes.
Okay. Now during this process, I am going to be writing some stuff down. I was like, just don't think that I'm ignoring you or anything. I was like, while you're talking, I will be writing, okay?
Okay.
All right, so Miss Drinkwine, kind of tell me about yourself. What do you do for an occupation?
So I am a backup dancer over at SeaWorld. I play Punky the Chipmunk, so I have to put on my big costume. It's so heavy, it weighs like 30 pounds. So yeah, I'm a backup dancer for the different animal shows and the concerts. I've been doing that for 2 years, and luckily I just actually got promoted.
Okay.
So now I get to teach incoming dancers all the different routines and how to be a backup dancer and costumes. And,
Wow, that sounds really interesting. And I never realized that those costumes were that heavy.
yeah, they're really heavy.
Okay, so what do you do outside of work for like hobbies and exercise?
So I got into running about 8 months ago. Been trying to lose a little bit of weight. So, I really enjoyed doing that running, but since, falling, I haven't really been getting into that too much. And then, yes, I dance for a living, but also I really like to dance outside of work too.
Outside work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So what brings you in today for your evaluation?
So I was at home and I wanted to hang some flower pots up on the front porch, and I was standing on one of the big flower pots. I know it wasn't safe, it was silly of me to have done it, but I kind of lost my balance and I went to go step down, and I realized that my baby, my little puppy, Roxy, she was right underneath me, and so I didn't want to step on her, so I had to really kind of jump out the way, and when I landed, it really pulled on my leg.
All right. So we're looking at your leg.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So looking here at your body chart,
Mm-hmm.
it says that you got your pain. It's kind of down here on your hamstring area.
Yeah, it's on the back of my left leg here.
On the left leg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With that pain, do you have any pain that goes down into like your calf or to your heel?
No, nothing in my lower leg or anything like that.
Okay. What about up towards like your hip or your back?
No, nothing over there.
Okay. All right. And what about down the front of your leg? Anything going on the front?
No, nothing in the front. Just really in the back.
Okay. And then just to double check, how about the right side? Anything going on the right side?
No, right side is fine.
Right side's perfectly
Mm-hmm.
good. Okay. Now, when you get your pain, how would you describe it?
Depending upon my movement, if I move it just right, it gets to be really sharp.
Okay.
But throughout the day, it's more of a dull, kind of achy feeling. It's more aggravating than anything. It's just annoying.
Okay. All right. So, what do you do, or what causes it to become that kind of like achy, throbby, sharp pain?
So when I am walking around for more than like 2 minutes, I gotta get off of it. It gets to be way too much. Even dancing, I can't dance like I was able to a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And what do you do to relieve that pain?
So when I was at the emergency room, they told me to do the rice thing, so that makes it feel a lot better.
A lot better. All right. So for when you're doing your rice, how long are you leaving that ice on for?
They told me to do 20 minutes on and then 20 minutes off, but it just gets really cold, so I only do it for about 10 to 15 minutes.
10 to 15.
Yeah.
All right. And what kind of ice are you using on it?
I use a bag of peas.
Bag of peas. Okay.
Yeah, don't judge me. I use the bag of peas and then I go and use them when I make dinner afterwards.
That's all right. You defrosted them already.
Yeah.
All right. So sitting here while we're conversating, how on a 0 to 10, what would you rate your pain? 0's being like no pain at all. 10's being we gotta get back to the ER because it's that much pain.
Right now it's about a 1.
About a 1.
Yeah.
Okay. And when it's at its worst, how would you rate that pain?
So when it first happened, like a month ago or so, gosh, it was through the roof. It was
Okay.
like probably 9, 10 a lot of times. But then the past 2 weeks, it's settled down. It's more like a 6-ish, I would say.
So it's still kind of up there, but it's not too up there.
Right.
Okay. And then at its best, how would you rate that pain?
0.
0?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So let's go through kind of like a day with your pain. So how does it feel kind of in the morning? What does it feel like?
In the morning, it's really kind of stiff. So, just with my dancing background, I kind of try to do some stretches. I mean, I don't make it hurt anymore, but I try to do some stretches to loosen up a little bit, and it usually gets better within a half hour of waking up.
Okay. All right. And then how about throughout the day?
Throughout the day, I mean, it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm just at home hanging out with my dog Roxy, then it's not bad at all. But if I gotta go to work, then it gets to be a little more aggravated.
Alrighty. And then how about at night?
It doesn't bother me at
It
night.
doesn't bother you?
No.
Alright. So no pain at night at all?
No.
During sleeping or anything?
No. I sleep like a rock.
Alright. That sounds good. Alright, so now I want to kind of just go through this paperwork here that you filled out for us.
Okay.
So I do see that here that you are taking Morbic.
Yes.
Is that going to be for your pain?
Yeah. The doctors at the emergency room gave me that to help with the leg pain.
Okay. Do you kind of remember how much you're taking?
I think the bottle says 15 milligrams, and I take that just in the morning with breakfast.
Okay. Alright. And then now looking here, it says that you do your best learning through kind of like doing the actual activity. Is that the best?
That's my dancing background for you.
Okay. Well, that's going to come into play a little bit later when I give you a home exercise program. What it is going to be just a list of exercises, kind of some pictures and some description. And before you leave, what we'll do is we'll go through all the exercises, have you do a couple of reps of each one so we can make sure that you have it down packed. And that way you can go home, and when you're at home, you're doing the exercises correctly. Okay?
Yeah.
Now I do see also here that you kind of checked off yes for your feeling depressed and down.
Yeah, so, I mean, just because I feel like I'm a prisoner in my own home with this leg pain. I mean, I haven't been able to get out and do what I want to do just because it hurts so much.
Hurts, okay. Well, I do want you to know that this pain usually is temporary, so as soon as we can get rid of some of that pain, get you kind of moving around a little bit more normal, then, you'll be able to get back to like that dancing and the running, and those usually can help you feel a little bit more happy because they let out those endorphins.
Yeah.
Okay. I do see yes here for alcohol. It says about 4 drinks.
Yeah, so on Tuesday, Thursdays, they have happy hour down the street from where I work, so usually a few of my coworkers and I will go out for a couple drinks.
Okay, that sounds good. Alright, and then just kind of checking all these. I see here that you did skip over the history of asthma or bronchitis. Do you have either one of those?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I didn't just realize it. No, I don't.
No, it's good, it's okay. I'll do it and mark that for you. We did talk a little bit about your anxiety.
Yeah, I was really nervous coming in here.
Okay. What was about that? What makes you nervous about it?
So one of my girlfriends came in for physical therapy not too long ago, and she said that she would walk in feeling somewhat okay, and then she would leave and it would be a lot, like her pain would be a lot worse. So yeah, that kind of made me a little nervous. That really got into my head. My appointment was supposed to be 2 weeks ago, but yeah, she really made me nervous, kind of scared. So
well, I'm sorry that that happened to her.
Mhm.
But right here, what I want is for us to kind of be like a cohesive team.
Okay.
So going in with your exercises, if you feel that it's pulling too much or maybe it's too hard or something like that, let me know so that way I can make it, we can check the form, or we can even like make the exercise a little bit easier.
Okay.
I was like, we don't want you leaving with more pain than what you came in.
Okay.
We prefer for you to leave with no pain, you know?
Okay.
Kind of
Yeah.
that thing. So hopefully we aren't having any of that issue or
Okay.
anything like that. We have that good communication. So just
Okay.
talk to me if something happens or you feel something's not right. Let me know. We can fix it.
Okay. Thank you. That
Alright.
makes me feel a lot better.
Okay. So the next two I'm seeing yeses for some prior surgeries.
Yeah. So when I was in high school, I was a cheerleader, and I had a labral tear in my right hip.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then you have checked yes for trauma.
Yeah. I was just about to fall.
Just about to
recently.
fall? Okay.
Yeah. I was scared I was gonna hurt my dog.
Okay. And checking these. And we did talk about the morning stiffness over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you did say that it happened about 4 weeks ago, this
Yeah.
injury. Did you have any kind of imaging done when you went to the ER?
Yeah. They had me get an MRI and an X-ray.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you recall what they said was on them?
I think they said it was a grade 2 hamstring strain.
Okay.
I think that's what it was called.
Okay. Have you had any injury to your hamstring before?
No other problems with my legs, my hamstrings.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, looking at this, I think we're pretty good. What kind of goals do you have for physical therapy?
So I really want to get back to running. I really liked doing that. I was starting to lose some weight, so that made me feel really good about myself. Dancing, I mean, I love to dance. It's my job. That's how I make money and things, so I need to really get back to that. Even in the mornings, I like to get up early and walk my dog, so
Okay.
I like to do that too. But number one thing right now, I want my pain to go away.
Pain to go away.
Yeah.
That's what everybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one of the last things is I just want to kind of look at the self-rating skills that you kind of brought down.
Oh, okay.
So you went your activities that you kind of put were your dancing, of course,
Mm-hmm.
the walking and standing up from a chair.
Yes.
Okay. So looking at these, I kind of want to take dancing and walking, since they are your goals, but they're also things that you put here,
Right.
to make them into goals so we can
Mhm.
kind of progress and we're
Right.
getting what you want out of it as
Okay.
well, because this is, again, between us and you and I making a pretty good team on this actual
Yeah.
form and everything here.
Mm-hmm.
So this part of the subjective part is going to pretty much be done.
Okay.
But I did notice, because I looked over right here, I was like, that you have crutches with you. Did you get those from the ER when you went in?
Yes, I did. They gave them to me because I told them I really didn't want to walk on that left leg. It hurts so
Okay.
much.
All right. And have you been using them the whole time?
Yeah, I mean, they told me to try to get off of them if I can, but I said it hurts after a couple minutes of walking, and
Right.
I don't like feeling that pain. I don't want it to keep happening, so.
Okay. So we'll try to get you off of those pretty soon, because we want you to be able to walk normally without
Okay.
having to worry about the pain and everything.
Okay.
So this part's done. What we'll do is we'll head off over and we'll do the hands-on part of it. So we'll look at the range of your hip and everything, your knee,
Okay.
and just make sure that everything's moving functionally. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Alrighty.